I don't know what you would consider a typical homeless person, because it could be anybody. It could be you, it could be your sister, your brother. I mean, just people fall on hard times. You know, there's not too many jobs out there right now.
Half of America has less than 2 weeks reserves. If they lost their job, they would, what will they do?
Between our homeless veterans out there, our alcohol issues, drug issues, pregnant women, we got kids out here, mental issues.
Some of your youth prey upon some of the homeless.
They go and light a homeless person up on fire and kill them.
And if I wasn't here, I would have lost custody of my children.
Let's talk about the stereotypical homeless person. It is an image burned into the minds of, I believe, every American. Let's move to the real image. People who are in this program are people you went to school with. They're people who are your neighbors. They're people that you know.
Things were going great, but, you know, things happen. You get laid off, and, you know, I would have never imagined me being in this situation. I had to go walking around the streets with my 2 little girls. That was really hard.
A lot of the folks, you know, they're ashamed, they're in the woods, they don't want to be seen, but we actually go into their living quarters and get them the help that they deserve.
The newer homeless are the ones who have lost their jobs, you know, or they've gotten in an accident or have a catastrophic illness. They can no longer pay their bills.
The outreach team finds people who are ready to make a change.
People who are newly homeless, who have never had this experience, it can be very traumatic.
What a better way than to team up a social worker with law enforcement.
We come in a lot of times in the wee morning hours or late at night because they're out working during the day or a day labor during the day.
And last night, where did you sleep? Behind Okay, it's outside.
They're at risk. Our communities are at risk.
Never have we had such a big influx of women who are homeless now.
There would have been times where I might have had to put my wife on the street.
Well, a lot of the ladies will find themselves prostitute themselves just for a meal.
You get in these cars and you just never know what's going to happen to you.
Because one of the things people don't understand is that, you know, there's mental health that keeps a person in that state of mind where they feel safer in the woods. And there's also an opportunity to be able to drink or do what I want.
How many years have you been here?
3 years this month, but we live better than most people. Beachfront property.
We all know that, you know, the camp is here. We understand that everybody has to live somewhere. But if we start getting complaints, obviously, especially as law enforcement, we have to step in and take action.
A few months ago, a Tampa police officer had encountered a homeless individual pushing a shopping cart, and the homeless individual had numerous firearms in his shopping cart. Unfortunately, the officer was killed.
We never know what traumatic event can set us off the edge as well.
You never know what you're going to deal with.
We had a young couple, and she was about 8 or 9 months pregnant. And someone called us in the community to say that, you know, she's in the backyard of their home. There's some bushes, and that's where they were staying.
I'm just down the street. If you want to go to Turning
okay,
Point.
no.
They don't have one?
No, because they're overcrowded.
Okay, they don't have one right now? Okay, so Monday would be the earliest. Do you have someplace to stay, you know, like through the night? A lot of the families that we deal with, I mean, the mothers are single mothers.
We're not going to try to leave any, especially ladies or families, out in the street. We'll try to split them up until we can find something for them.
HEP is a very comprehensive organization. It really changes the concept of a homeless shelter.
I think that's the strongest thing about HEP, is they take the whole person and look at all the problems that the person is suffering from and then start chipping away.
Because we're looking at the person and the value of that person, not the troubles that they're dealing with.
People come into this program, have their issues appropriately diagnosed and then addressed, and then allow them to stay for whatever length of time it requires to stabilize their personal situation, enable them to become functioning members of society, and live out on their own.
We do work a lot with children. So children who have been exposed to trauma now, we try to jump on that right away, you know what I mean? So that they get able to cope and deal with it later on in life.
What we attempt to do is give them a future.
We find that helping the kids tends to get to the parents. You would think that, no, you get to the parents and they'll help you get to the kids. No, it's the parents that have the problems.
We hope to give these kids maybe the start their parents didn't have.
Things are going slowly but surely better.
I'm getting my bachelor's in criminal justice. I'd like to work with the sheriff's department.
My credits are cleared up. I have managed to save money.
It's kept me alive. It got me sober.
Saved my life, actually.
When I'm done with HEP, I won't never be homeless again.
There is a cycle in this country of people going into programs, staying 30 days, moving on, going to another, staying 30 days. That is the antithesis of what we hope to accomplish. We want this to be the last shelter that someone comes to. That's why it works, and that's the choice we offer.